Hi traders, good morning. This is Forex Nelson. I'm back. Actually, I completed 3 trades and they were just scalping. Today was a scalping day. After the CAD news, today's date is February the 8th, and the CAD news, which I can show you right here, Friday, February the 8th. That's the only news today. The unemployment change was positive, and the unemployment rate is negative, so it was mixed. So one of these obviously was stronger, so we're either buying or selling. So you have to look at the charts and see which way price is going when it's mixed like that. So obviously I was down on the 5 minutes and I waited for the 5-minute candle to close, and that told me right away because the Euro CAD was going down. The CAD, it was the strength of the CAD, and the CAD is still strong according to the meter. So on the Euro CAD, I was not available or in front of the computer for this news. I only came over here somewhere much after the news, and I was waiting for the pullback as I teach within the training videos. You wait for a pullback, and then when you see a reversal pattern setup, which I got in this area here, so I sold it right here on this cursor. It did a bit of a pullback, no big deal. I got in at this cursor. It went against me 6 pips, no big deal. Nowhere near my 20 pips up here. And I closed it out with about 12 pips on this particular trade. Now I knew that it made the move and it was already at the average daily range, so I knew today, I'm only looking for 10 pips or whatever I can get out of the market. So I ended up doing the CAD pairs, the dollar CAD, the pound CAD, and the Euro CAD. And as I said, I was just scalping. In other words, whatever I can get, 3 pips, 10 pips, or whatever the case may be. It was a short trade, like 20 to 30 minutes approximately. So the Euro CAD was that one right there, Euro CAD for $904. The next one I can check here is let's go with the pound CAD. Let's see how that one turned out. Here in the pound CAD, and the meter is still showing the pound is still weak and the CAD is still none of these are strong or weak, just to let you know. It should be like either 20 or less for selling or 80 or more for buying. I teach that in the training videos. But on this particular one, here was a huge move. And actually it was saying at least 10 minutes before the news to sell. And on one 5-minute candle there was like almost 90 pips. But I knew that I didn't catch it before the news. If I would have saw this, I would have sold it. But that's okay. I don't mind doing 2 or 3 trades and making a buck. It doesn't make any difference. I tell traders, you can get into the trade anytime. I prefer within the blue box. Preferably the move will be within the first half of the blue box. But you can still trade on the other side of the blue box and grab some pips. Now, for obvious reasons, you're not going to get the same number of pips. The move was here, and after that, you're only going to, and I'll show you on the, I can actually show you. What I ended up doing was sometimes I don't do it all the time, but on the body, I'll just go from here to the body up here, across here, as such. So when it hits the top here, you can sell. And when it hits the bottom, you can buy. Now, I was a little bit slow at pulling the trigger to close the trade because I was looking at the other 2 trades. But I should have sold it right here and immediately bought it right here on this blue candle, especially 1 pip above. And if I would have done that, I'd be up 16 pips. And you can still trade that. Like, if you want to sell, as soon as you get any little bit of red here or anything at all, and you can get in with like 5 pip stop, and you're just trying to go back, and if it breaks the bottom, which it can easily do that, you can get another 30, 40, 50 pips. See, it's starting to reverse now. but I want to wrap up this video first before I bother taking another trade. Anyhow, what did I get on this one right here? I got in at the cursor and I closed it with almost 10 pips. I forgot what I said about the other one. Which one was it? EuroCAD. This particular one was 12 pips. This one 12 and almost 10. That's 22. See what I mean? Could have easily sold it right here and you'd be making money right now. Well, 22. And the one that I made the least on, very little, was $1 CAD. I tried that one too, but this one here is going mostly sideways. So I sold it here. Should have sold it a little bit higher. Timing is everything. This one here I only ended up with 3 pips, so 22 and 3. I got somewhere between 24 and 25 pips for a grand total of 1,700 and change. Now I can call it a day, but I can still keep working on this this one right here. You know, especially in the 5 minutes, you know, you're only looking for 5 or 10 pips. Let's see, from the top to the bottom, it's 22 pips, but if you can get in as close as possible to the top, sell, and as close to the bottom and buy, with a very small stop, you know, like 5 or 7 pips. So let's just assume that you pull the trigger right around here. To there is only 6 pips, and you would have closed it out here with 20 pips. Minus the spread, don't forget that. You have to pay the spread, which happens to be around 2 pips, 2.5 pips. And by the way, whoever gets the pip trigger, everything you see here, you get. Even the advanced Fibonacci, when you do the boxes, it'll look exactly like that. Everything will be exactly the same, along with the meters, etc., etc. And plus you get 12 pip triggers right here. This is my main pip trigger, which I used to sell just the pip trigger, but as I was building the pip triggers over many years, I really like some of these, so why delete them? So, and then I just attach a little name to it, like this is the MACD trigger, Bollinger Band trigger, Heiken Ashi trigger, and one with different numbers of moving averages, 3, 4, and 5 moving averages. They're all good, by the way, but the top 3 are my top 3 favorites. And that's why I labeled the one right at the top, my main one, is the pip trigger. Everybody else falls under the family of the pip trigger system. And then eventually it will break out of the box. So what you got to do is you got to see what's happening here. Now this could be just a false break, so keep that in mind. It may hook around and continue down. Because remember, you got to follow the rules within the pip trigger system, and I can tell you the overall trend on this is down. And you just look at the 30 minutes, 1 hour, and you could possibly look at the 4 hours if you're a day trader. You don't have to the 4 hours, but at least the 30 minutes and the 1 hour. So I'm just giving you some good friendly advice here, and you know how you can take your trading to the next level. So if you're still struggling with your trading, I suggest you get your hands on the pip trigger, and of course if you have any questions on the pip trigger, for the pip trigger, just feel free to look right below this video and you'll see a write-up similar to this. And this is the pip trigger full package. If you're interested in the pip trigger, you'll get an exact copy of my platform. It'll look exactly like this, and there is over 17 gigabytes of training. And there are 12 versions of my pip trigger. You buy one and I give you 12, so it actually works out to $20 a system. Makes that actually a very good deal on the internet at the moment. And there are 14 templates, and I do give like 4 meters. They're all good, by the way. So there are 345 training videos with many different ways to trade. Had a trader that just Skyped me, and he only bought it last week, and he said he traded this one right here before the news, trading the news, and just yesterday alone with the Aussie news and whatnot, he told me that he made over $20,000. So hopefully you can find success just as quickly. So just go to YouTube channel and look at some of the comments, the people who bought the PIP trigger who are saying, making some really good comments at how they love the PIP trigger. If you have any questions with regards to the PIP trigger, just feel free to call me directly to my cell phone. Here's my number right here. And if I live too far from you, feel free to shoot me an email. I do reply really quite quickly. And also I do prefer Skype, and through Skype screen sharing I can show you some more examples on trading and give you some tips and tricks which will surely help your trading. And look at this, I told you it could be a false break. That's it, so it looks like it's going to be on its way down. So a very good place to sell right now, as an example, with a 10 pip stop, and it's more than likely it'll come down to here, which is 17 pips. So if I can wrap up this trade quick enough, I'll actually take that trade. Where was I? Forgot where I was. Oh yeah, so that just about wraps it up. Please make Skype contact so that we can do screen sharing. So that just about wraps up this video, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. So until the next trade, good luck with your trading, and bye for now.